why is it that we get so many so few prison visits?
Because
when you're
women?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's for me, what I've seen in prison, like I said, I was on the other side. Before I went to prison, I was on the other side because my son's father was locked up. If you go to a men's prison, us as women, we just strong and we loyal, you know, and we gonna support our loved ones and we gonna ride or die for our men that we love.
Yeah, I know one woman who actually built or moved into a house. She's from Detroit.
Probably right
to
down
be
the
close,
block from the
to the prison.
Yeah, and a lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of women relocate for that. But when I used to see my son's father, and I take my baby, the line is down, like down, all the way down the building, lined up, ready to go visit their significant other. But if you go to our visiting rooms in a women's prison, you don't see nobody but grandparents.
That's right.
The kids, you know, auntie or uncle or sister, a sibling who has your child. Because a lot of times, the men are your co-defendant.
Right.
So they locked up too. So it's grandma's bouncing around to see the daddy with your kid and the mama.
Or if they got a felony.
And if your significant other has a felon, they
not
make
trying
you
to
go
show
through
up.
all type of red tape to even go there, deny you.
Well, some
You
men
know?
just don't even come.
And some just don't care.
They don't care. See, after I served my time, I guess because I didn't give the feds what they wanted, they started to pry into my life. And then my husband was now sentenced to 30 months for money laundering. So they not only took my story's crazy. So after they took me away from my son who was 4, I did my time. Now they started to pry with my husband who just came home last year. So on the visiting floor for him, I'm squeezing. I'm like, oh, sorry, excuse me. I couldn't even fit in. And he said, you know, it's amazing how so many women are coming to visit us. And he was like, I came on the visit floor and he could drop a pin.
Baby, I did some research on the numbers and the amount Christine Beatty mentioned it on our panel on politics on the growing number of women. Listen, y'all, it is real out here, which is why I go so hard when it comes to these reality TV shows and all of these narratives that show women of color in a negative light. Because sometimes the only time they get a chance to see us is when they see us on television. And if we throwing drinks and fighting and doing crazy stuff on TV 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's almost like they're just looking, just waiting for an opportunity.
That's not the image you want to portray.
No.
And like with social media, we was talking about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't home for all of that. Me and Aisha missed the Instagram and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
I came home and I looked at Instagram, I'm like, what the hell, excuse my language, is going on? It's like, this day and time, people are so caught up in perception and what people perceive of them. And what our kids don't understand, or what these young girls don't understand, is that's not real life.
That's right.
People are on there faking and they fronting, but these girls is going to Shawana, they going out there, they swiping and get bags, or they messing with a drug dealer so they can acquire money and get the clothes that they want.
Keep up
not knowing you keeping up with the Joneses, but you chasing a fake life. It's
Give
not
us that
real.
last commandment again.
Be leery of the company you keep. That one there.
Even on social media. Be leery of who follows you. Okay, I could just have this conversation forever, but we have our mental health and Superwoman Syndrome panel coming up, so I have to bring these ladies out, but I have time for one question. Do we have one question? One question going once, one question going twice, no questions? One question. Come on, one question. Come on, step up to the mic and ask your question.
Oh, they got questions.
Yes, we do. Y'all, I could talk to y'all forever.
I know. I was getting ready to go into another segment.
Honey, listen.
Hi, you guys are so amazing. My name is Marquita November. I'm a graduating senior, and I'm the founder of an organization. Thank you. I'm the founder of an organization entitled Breaking the Cycle, so I am just honored to be hearing y'all's story. Miss Aisha Hall, I follow you. Another one of you guys, Jamila T. Davis.
Yes.
I sat on a panel with her last year and completely fell in love with her too. And the one thing I love about you all is your spirit. You know, how do you guys keep going every single day? You know, I'm pretty sure that you guys have a lot of post-traumatic stress. I know you guys think back a lot on a whole bunch of things that even happened in prison, but how do y'all fight through that every day to be able to keep doing what you're doing and inspiring everybody else?
My sisters. My sisters.
Wow, that's great.
If I'm feeling down, I'll get on the phone with her. I'll get on the phone with her. I'll get on the phone with her.
That's
we
what
don't
it's
have
all
to all
about.
speak every day, but if I'm going through something, they'll know.
But we do
okay,
text
sunshine.
every day.
We
do text every day.
We'll text it. We'll text
My
it.
sister.
We help each other.
Sisterhood.
But also, we have a lot of us, besides her, we waiting for her.
Right.
We all have children. You know, I left my son when he just turned 3. When I came home, he's about to turn 11.
Right.
So for me, me getting up every day is to make a better life for him. I want him to look at me and be like, you know, I see my mama get up and do this and get up and do that. So like how I looked at my father, I want him to look at qualities in me in another woman when he get older. But I want to be positive things, you know, and I suffer from depression. Don't get me wrong. You know, I suffer from my father dying when I was in prison. They wouldn't let me go to my dad's funeral. You know, but my dad actually was my co-defendant. You know, my mom and them hid a lot of stuff from me when he was in jail. I'm like, how my dad doing the whole time he was sick? And they ended up releasing him from prison early due to his illness. And I didn't know how sick he was until I seen him like when we got video visit. So when he died, I wasn't able to bury my dad. I wasn't able to be there with my son. You know, my dad raised my son. You know, so it's like I kind of think in my back of my mind, like, you know, what would my dad expect of me, or what would I want him to do? I mean, how would I want him to look at me? And I know he looking at me and watching me, and I just want him to be proud. Like, you see, I changed this negative situation.
He is. All of
Pain
y'all
the
is
purpose.
all of y'all
Pain
is
the
something to be
purpose.
proud of.
Pain the
All
purpose.
of y'all is something to be proud of. Real talk. Because to share your stories the way you have is amazing. And like I said, I could have this conversation all day. Jesus, I wish we had 2 hours. Today in the United States, there are more than 219,000 women serving sentences. And that is the largest female prison population on the planet.
Correct.
The number of incarcerated are more than 716%. It's grown by more than 716% between 1980 and 2016. Almost twice the rate of men. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Almost twice the rate of men. 2/3 of those people incarcerated are women of color. That's 66%. Black women are 2 to 3 times more likely to be incarcerated than white women. Black women ages 18 to 19 are 4 times more likely to be arrested than white women. And young women of color, as I said before, who are victims of abuse, are more likely to be processed through the criminal justice system and labeled offenders, whereas white women who, same circumstances, are abused, are labeled victims, and referred to child welfare and mental health institutions. There's absolutely no doubt that prison reform in this country is long overdue. And while it's become more mainstream topic, and we've got people like the Pink Panther Clique, and Angela Stanton, and Topeka Sam, and From the Bottom Up Foundation, we have these women out here hard charging and trying to help our young girls in our community stay out of the prison system, because it's doing nothing but breaking us and making other people rich, and we got to change that. I'm Nikki Gilbert Daniels. I want to thank my Pink Panther Clique. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Shawana.